How's it going, folks? This is Aviel Leos from the Children's Court coming to you live from Mission Control Studios. I want to do a disclaimer for this video. This is going to be kind of a stern conversation with black people about what their mentality is when thinking about moving to Southeast Asia or just the region in general. Countries like South Korea, Japan, China, all of these different places. It's got to be more of a blunt conversation other than trying to beat around the bush. I know a lot of people get offended and hurt easily today, so I just wanted to make clear that I don't have any grievance, hatred, or specific dislike for any of these Asian countries or the people therein. I actually really like J-pop, baby metal, FTW. I like K-pop. Obviously, I'm a big fan of Kara. I did a video on Guhara's death and how sad that was. A lot of the food in anime, of course. I think every country has a segment of the population who identify with anime, and just the culture in general. There are things that I enjoy about it, but I have questions. That there is my disclaimer, and basically me pointing out that this has nothing to do with the people specifically of the countries, but more so the mentality of the people from my culture that are moving into those countries. I don't understand why black people keep on moving to Asia. It doesn't make sense to me. So I've been following all of these black YouTubers in foreign countries. Is black in Korea, black in Taiwan, black in Japan, black in all these Southeast Asian countries, and I've been watching these sporadically for the past 3 to 5 years, and you cannot find one of these creators that are not saying that these countries are ridiculously racist. I mean, my initial thought was, what are you still doing there? Like, if you watch these videos of these people inside these countries, and it's mostly black women. I don't know if there are a lot of black men doing it too. I don't really see those videos. Maybe I need to search a little bit deeper, but for the most part it's black women that are moving abroad and saying that they want to just try something new, which you could totally understand, because in America they're not treated the best as far as mainstream media goes. Government is a totally different conversation, but the point is, you can't find a video where they're not saying that these people, these Asian people, think our skin's dirty, they treat us differently, they don't think that we're attractive, it's hard to find friends, just all manners of just total prejudice and racist behavior. To me, it just doesn't make sense to be in those places when you could be in America. Now, I know I just said that black women don't have the best reputation in American mainstream media, but that's largely due to the black women that represent the women of this culture portraying themselves as, sex objects and low educated nitwits that like to fight and scream. So that's not necessarily the fault of the country. It is more so the people that represent us when they get to a level of influence. So they don't necessarily represent the actual woman of the culture, but projecting to the world, they do. Inside these countries, let's say Korea, Japan maybe not so much. I think they have like a dedicated segment of their population who totally identify with blackness, so I wouldn't talk about them as much as I would talk about the rest. I'm talking about the rest of Southeast Asia. And when you go into a place like South Korea, let's say South Korea, I've heard the same stories from all of these YouTubers. They just walk up to you and take pictures with you. They grab your hair. They touch you like you're a zoo animal. They make you stop and, basically capitulate to whatever they want to happen to you. And in the workplace, you're treated differently. You can't get modeling jobs, or it's hard for you to get modeling jobs. They only put you on side jobs where you're supposed to be like a big angry African or something like that. And this is not just, it's probably YouTubers that after this video gets, you know, some traction, it's probably going to be some of these YouTubers that are going to say, oh, he's talking about my video. But I'm not just talking about your video, I'm talking about all of your videos combined. I know it's probably not too hard to believe. So I'm not just talking about you, I'm talking about all of you. All of you are having the same experience. The men, your dating lives, unless you're light skinned, like I forget the girl's name, very pretty light skinned YouTuber, but she's black, and I think she gets a pass because of that. And she uses it. She's not gonna be over there like fighting like a Black Panther or something like that, so I'm not angry with her about it, but she has an advantage that a lot of the other black women in South Korea don't have. To an extent, black men too. I don't want to keep black men out of it. I just don't have very much experience with black men in Southeast Asia or moving there. Mr. Popo TV, he had him and some Puerto Rican chick and some black chick. They always had these segments on prejudice and racism inside of South Korea. And I'm just like, this isn't America. These places aren't America. Chinese people don't give a crap about you calling them racist. They don't give a crap about activism and social justice. The same thing in South Korea. They don't care what you think. They don't care if you're offended. They're like, they have national pride. Unlike you have for your own countries, they have national pride. So they believe if you don't like the way we treat you, get out. And you can talk about it on camera and try to make it an issue in America, but South Korea is not America. Japan, Taiwan, all of these places are not America. They're westernized countries, but they don't conform to the social justice and activism of the United States at all. More so, their people align with each other and stick together. So, I mean, lesson for you. When I see these girls on YouTube and they're trying to keep a smile on their face and they're trying to persevere through it all, it kind of hurts, because I can see that they're trying to get away from what's going on in America and the stereotype of what they're supposed to be. They want to be cute, you know, ladylike and happy. I can understand that. I wish that black men in America would finally wake up and give them that back, because they did have it at one point. I mean, back when my grandfather's father was probably still alive, but they did have a community in which they could smile and wear dresses and hold hands and things like that. This is what these girls are chasing. They might tell you they just wanted to, you know, try something new or some bullshit like that, but no, they're chasing what they see on TV. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just like when a bunch of nerdy dudes go to Japan thinking it's gonna be Evangelion or Naruto or something when they get there. I mean, when you get to Tokyo City, it does look like Ghost in the Shell. Let me be clear. I'm just saying it's not an anime. And when you go to these Southeast Asian countries, it's not a K-drama. It's not a K-pop video. The men are not as nice as they are inside these dramas, and so when you get there and you get this rude awakening, I mean, it hurts me to see it, because I feel like you could do so much more and get so much further being the person that you are in America. Am I saying you shouldn't travel abroad? No. Me personally, I would never want to go to a country where the people think the darker you are, the dirtier you are. I would never want to take part in that at all. Now, a service is different. If you're making a music video, you're making a TV show, if you're creating a product and it serves me, then, you know, I'll buy it. I mean, aside from Tommy Hilfiger or something who said he wanted to throw all blacks in a pile and burn us all or something, that's different. That's absolute hatred. You know what I'm saying? But I still wouldn't want to travel to a country where the people look at you like a zoo animal or some kind of less than human object to take pictures with or to touch and grab, and like, that's crazy. I'd probably smack somebody or punch somebody in the neck, get thrown in prison or something. So even though I understand that you're running away from something that you think is, unbearable, I think that you're running into the arms of something even worse. If you feel like living in isolation and, having a tough time being a part of something is better than having to just get through the challenges of being an American, I feel sorry for you. Over there's no regard for your feelings. There's no regard for what you think. And when I watch you on these videos talk about, things that need to change and people that need to be educated, you're forgetting these people have a country. These people have a government, a language, and universities where they learn. And they also have social media, with the exception of, maybe China or something. But they also know who you are. They're not oblivious. They're not like stupid to who you are. So when they're disrespecting you and treating you like a zoo animal, they're not doing it because of ignorance or them needing to be educated. The nerve of you to think that a whole established country, which black people don't have, is uneducated about you. And that's not to be disrespectful or condescending, but you have to just think a little bit. I think black people use this excuse a lot, that some foreign nation is not educated enough to be nice to you. No, every nation knows exactly who you are. Everybody is educated enough to treat you with dignity and respect. All of these people that are treating you less than human, again, have languages, governments, universities, and culture, and social media. Again, none of them are ignorant of who you are, and none of them are ignorant to the fact that you're a human being. So stop giving them that excuse, and stop making excuses for yourself, staying in a place where you're not valued. And you can say whatever you want about the United States of America, but here you don't have any there's no door that you can't walk in because your skin is too dark. And if you go to one of these countries, I'm pretty sure you know that there are places that you can't go because you're black. When I say it hurts, I'm not saying it just to candy coat all of the more harsh things that I'm saying. I'm saying it because it makes me sick that you feel like you have to run away from your people and your country into the arms of a country that treats you like more of a commodity. And beyond that, you live in isolation. It just makes me sad that is what you have settled with and are okay with, just because you want to feel something different than what your representatives give you on Twitter and Instagram. I mean, that's a whole nother conversation that needs to be had. This is just a conversation. I'm interested in knowing if other black people or people that are abroad inside these countries have any feedback for me, or any rebuttals, whatever you want to call it. Even though I like seeing the experiences, and I know that it's not every one of the people inside these countries, it's a significant amount of people. It's a large portion of the population that are going to treat you like this. This happens inside a convenience store, corporate organizations, the conglomerates. I mean, it's from the lowest level of life to the highest level of life inside all of these countries. So it's not insignificant. So I'm going to leave it right there because I'm going off of the top of the head. If you couldn't figure that out already, is America so bad that you felt like this was the best choice for you, even though you're treated like less of a human being than you would be over here? Get in the comments. Let me know what the rest of you guys think, and I'll talk to you guys later.
Follow me back to reality, break through the looking glass. What you looking at? Rude, what you looking at? I ain't looking at you, sir, I'm looking past. I gotta be mean, cause nice guys finish last. And I'm about to have a birthday bash. My life's backstage and you don't get no pass. All kind of women I get, I just don't brag. And no charges filed by any pussies that I grab. Laugh when they condemn me.